So in our 6 minutes, I brought something that I wanted to share. So it's a quote by my good friend Einstein. And it says, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. And I really love this one because it just sort of speaks to opportunities and possibilities, and how, you know, a lot of times we go to like what was done in the past, or, you know, like what did I do before, and just sort of that idea of mixing it up or being open to doing it another way or trying something different, you know, sort of makes it limitless. So I'm kind of loving on that word limitless right now. So just wondering what other people think.
I love going off of like the word limitless. I love infinite also. Like just to say that it's always going, you know, because I mean, in my brain, I think limitless. So then I think of limits. So when I think of infinite, I'm like, ooh. And then I think of the affinity sign and all of that. Not affinity, infinity. I just said that weird. So I like that word, and just what that brings to mind, that there are, limitless and infinite.
Anyone else want to share?
It reminds me of John Maxwell's book, No Limits. And if you haven't read that yet, I would encourage you to do that.
I'm making a note right now. Fun fact, I have an Amazon wish list with books in it that I want to read. And I want to say it's pushing 100, which is like, I just need like a month off from everything else to just read. Catch up a little.
I just read one book this last week, and I felt a little behind because I normally do more than one book in a week. So I ordered the rest of them on Audible, and I was doing one book a day in Audible, and it just plays in the background as I'm working. And I actually really enjoy that.
Yeah, I love that. So I've been in a reader's block. So like I used to read a lot more, and then for whatever reason, I think because I have so much like swirl going on up here that I really have a hard time like sitting and focusing on a book. So it's definitely been on my habit tracker, and just sort of watching those blank squares go day by day, and just sort of like sitting with that and thinking about, you know, where's all that coming from? So I love that. But that's something I've thought about doing too, and just haven't. So maybe I will try that tomorrow. Anyone else do that? Listen to their books while they're working?
I can't do it while I'm working because I don't pay attention, but I listen to audiobooks while I'm working out because it makes the long workouts go by really fast.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm with Stephanie. I can't do it while I work, but I can certainly do it on a run, a walk, or in the car. It's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Since COVID, I don't really drive ever anymore. And I feel like work, I'm typically like on like bouncing around between calls. So it's interesting. But I feel like when I'm just creating, I play music And that could be a good time to maybe put a book on, something to inspire my creativity. Anybody else want to share anything that's inspiring them?
Beck had a mastermind written in here, but I scroll. Okay, about damn orchids. Orchids. Is that how you say it? Orchids. Orchids. Yes, in relations to humans, transforming and growing through life. So I know, like what you had said about, you know, that the leaves fall off or the petal falls off, and you have to go through the. You said it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, so if you imagine it's just like these like windy stems, and they're sort of unruly, and that's why you have like the sticks that it's attached to try to keep it a little bit contained. So you just have like your pot with some leaves and then these weird stems going everywhere, and it's not exactly pretty to look at that point, but then when it blooms again, it's so worth the wait. So yeah. And with that, it is the top of the hour, and I